Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, hello, my name is Fernanda, and on this channel we talk about personal finance, personal improvement, and minimalism. Today, in honor of Payday, which was yesterday, I thought I would give you a little more insight as to how I personally organize my finances. One of the most helpful things I picked up from Dave Ramsey was when he talks about the importance of telling your money where to go. I am definitely a convert to that rationale because I remember before I got organized with my finances, I would just be constantly wondering where all my money went. I had no savings and I didn't have anything to show for it. So yes, it's very important to tell your money where to go before you wonder where everything went. You gotta be diligent and take that first step to start organizing your finances. I have made a budgeting for beginners video, which I'll link up here for you, which has very simple, actionable steps to help you in that first stage of organizing your money. So in this video, I'm gonna tell you the 4 places I tell my money where to go, and I am gonna get specific with where each account is. So without further ado, let's get into it. Number 1 is my retirement account. Now this is a little bit of a cheat because my money actually goes there before I even get paid. I am very lucky to have access to a workplace pension, and my employer will match my contributions up to 8%. Do check what percentage your employer will match your contributions up to, and make sure you are contributing up to that match, otherwise you're leaving free money on the table. What that contribution match means is that for every pound you're contributing, your employer will contribute the same amount of money up to that certain percentage. Not to mention the tax advantages of saving in a retirement account. I haven't looked at that account in a few months, especially with all the turmoil happening during the time we are living. That money is there for the long term, not to be touched. So I really look at it maybe once or twice a year. Now, if you don't have access to a workplace pension, I have made a video which details 2 other options you have to start saving for retirement, so I'll link that up here for you. Number 2 is my current account. My main current account is actually held with Nationwide, and I switched to them back in the day because they were offering really attractive savings rates. I used to have some direct debits coming out of different accounts, and it made everything so messy for me to keep up with. So I decided one day to take 30 minutes out of my day to organize all those direct debits and make sure they were all coming out of my Nationwide account. That little bit of time I spent to organize those direct debits has saved me so much stress and anxiety from not knowing what payment was going to come out of where and when. Now I know that at the beginning of the month, I have all the money I need in that account to pay for all my direct debits that will come out throughout the month. I'll still check up on it a couple of times a month just to make sure everything is okay, that there haven't been any surprise payments coming out or anything like that. But that's one source of worry that I have been able to eliminate from my everyday life. Now everything is centralized and sort of takes care of itself. Number 3 is my emergency fund. It's a crazy thought to have, but 1 in 10 people in the UK have 0 savings, and for a long time I was one of them. It is mind-boggling to me to think how long I went with no savings, and any emergency just got added onto my credit card debt. But since getting a divorce in 2018 and having no savings to fall back on, I have learned the importance of having an emergency fund time and time again. Whether it was my car failing its MOT, or my housemate moving out when I didn't have anyone ready to move in for another month, or just an unexpected expense. Having an emergency fund for me meant that all those things became slight inconveniences, when in reality they could have become life-changing events, all because I had a small emergency fund saved up. At the moment, I'm trying to get my emergency fund up to 3 months of living expenses, and I'm about 30% of the way there. I keep my emergency fund in a Marcus account, which back when I opened it was offering the best interest out of all the accounts in the UK. But one thing to remember with your emergency fund, wherever you keep it, you want it to be as liquid as possible. That means you can withdraw whenever you want. Never put your emergency fund somewhere where you are going to incur fees for withdrawing early. Number 4 is my investment account. Full disclosure here, I have tried investing in one of these accounts before I had a robust emergency fund, and most of you will know that's a recipe for disaster. And if you didn't know that, now you do. The reason why it's so important to have emergency savings before you start investing in one of these accounts is because if you do face an unexpected expense, you're going to have to withdraw your investment, potentially at a loss, depending on what the market is doing that day. So the 2 most important things to bear in mind before you start investing is number 1, make sure you have a robust emergency fund, and number 2, remember that this is money for the long term. Do not invest money that you're going to need in the next 5 years. And that's it. Those are the 4 places I send my money to when I get paid. And I'm sharing this with you guys in the hopes that it might inspire you to have a closer look at your finances. I know that when you're not a geek and you get excited about these things like I do, it's the last thing you want to do, sitting down with your bank statements and having a look at these things. But if you are in a position where money worries are weighing on your mind day in and day out, take control of it. Remember that the cavalry is not coming. You have to do this for yourself. And I only give you this stuff, love, because I know I used to be in that position. I didn't want to think about it, but I also knew that I didn't want to be worrying about money every single day of my life. So I sat down and I started working on it. And I still work on it every month when I get paid and I work on my budget. It's all a work in progress. But once you start seeing the results, you'll become addicted to it, trust me. But that's it from this video. If you got some value from it, please make sure to give it a thumbs up. And if you'd like to see more content like this, please make sure you are subscribing to my channel. Help me grow it and we can get this information to as many people as possible. I'll see you next time. Bye!